Welcome to the Jacob Wayne Show. I am your Jacob Wayne, and guess who's back? Kellen's back.
Tell your friends.
Kellen's back. Touch yourself.
Ooh, do it all.
Yeah. Welcome back, sir.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. You've been a busy boy.
Indeed. The last month's been crazy. This coming month looks crazy, and next month also looks pretty fun, but hopefully we'll have some more time for the Jacob Wayne Show.
Indeed. Before we really get into it, what you drinking?
Oh.
I already had shit open.
Oh, me too. So, there you go.
What do you got?
Let's see. I think I'm on another repeat. I got the Albion Triple from TF Brewing, the Belgian, big old Belgian. It's a tasty one.
Hell yeah. Do they have anything nice and written up for themselves?
Not really. Just made to the highest standard. That's like the only thing on there that's not legally required.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yep, and they ain't lying. That's a really good beer. What about you?
I am sipping on a chocolate cake stout, d'auberge, brewed with cocoa nibs and vanilla.
Ooh.
Fashioned from a classic New Orleans dessert, our chocolate d'auberge cake stout is layered with sweet cocoa nibs, vanilla, and milk sugar to create a rich and decadent sweetness with velvety chocolate notes.
That sounds tasty.
Yeah, let me give it a taste. Tastes like cake.
Nice.
So, if you're into that, that's definitely really tasty. I'm like, woo. It's a punch in the mouth with some cake taste, but
oh, nice.
I knew what I was getting into. It was just a beer sitting in the fridge, so
yeah, at least they let you know.
Had to rock it. But velvety chocolate notes. Any new music coming out for you?
Oh, I haven't had much of any time to do anything. I don't think I've been on since the Highline Drifters album dropped. Is that right, or did we talk about that already?
I think we talked about singles, but I mean, who knows? We might have a first listener right on this episode. I know when I start a podcast, I usually just start with whatever the newest one is and maybe go back. So why don't you give some details on that?
Yeah, it's just a couple of singles we've released are all on the album. I think we released 2 or 3 singles, but the album's like 10 tracks, so a whole bunch of new music to listen to. It's available on all the places, the Spotify, the Apple Music, all the different spots. And if you really want to, you can reach out to the Highline Drifters on Facebook, and we'll find a way to get you a CD if you were so inclined.
You got any other merch or anything like that coming out?
Currently just the CD, but we are working on the shirts and koozies, maybe a thong, the fun stuff.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Actually, on our end, Gamma Paw released a single for our third EP, Bernard's Bodie. That is up on all your streaming services, and if you wanted to support the band, it is up on Bandcamp, where our 2 first EPs are also available. So, if you're into the Gamma Paw and want to help us out, we're definitely putting some money into a drum set so we can hopefully lure some people in to our house to make rhythms in a live way, rather than the programmed way we have been doing.
You gotta put the drum set out in your front lawn and put a big box over it with a stick with a rope around it and hide in a bush and wait till a drummer comes up and rocks out and trap him.
I thought I was just gonna take the hi-hat out on the porch and just bang it 5 times in the morning with my coffee and just see if anybody shows up. Maybe I need to be putting in some more initiative on this old drummer thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to lure them. They're tough to find, that's all I know.
They're spry and squirrely.
Indeed. They got lungs, they can run fast.
Mm-hmm. You know, not to go off on this, but Corey is kind of he doesn't have the usual drummer thing going on. He's very chill.
Oh yeah.
Most drummers I meet are hyper and just yeah! Ready to go. And Corey's just I'll drum precisely when I intend to.
Yeah, that's true. He is definitely a chill dude. But yeah, it makes for some good drumming.
Indeed. He's got a good, nice shuffle to him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of drummers miss it. But, anyways, Bernard's Bodhi. That is Bodhi. Bernard's Bodhi by Gamma Paw. It is now available. You should check it out. And you should check out the Highline Drifters' new album as well.
Yeah.
Any other releases from stuff you've been listening to lately to call out?
I did notice that the local label that the Highline Drifters we recorded with Y-Sound, the local studio, and they have their own little label going, and they just made a Spotify playlist called the Y playlist or Play Sound. I don't remember what it's called, unfortunately. But if you go to Y-Sound, you can find their list, and it's got all the local Logan bands on it. All kinds of
Interesting.
tunes.
Well, there you go. I suppose the only thing I can think of, if I can find it real quick. Maybe I already mentioned this on one of the solo episodes, but I'll say it one more time. There was a single released by a group called Tropical Fuckstorm. And
Damn.
the single is GAFF, which is Give a Fuck Fatigue. Yeah, that's what it was. Give a Fuck Fatigue.
Damn.
And it's a really weird, fun, creative track. It was odd at first. I'm all right. And I did find myself halfway through it, oh shit, this is really entertaining. So I hadn't really come across a song like that in a while. Maybe there was that Black Midi song, John L.
Mm-hmm.
That one was really weird, but I felt like that one I kind of knew what was going to happen, even though it was very weird. Tropical Fuckstorm, they threw in some weird left hooks, that's not what I expected. And a full album release by Salt, spelled SAULT. The album is called 9. Another group that I don't really remember how I heard about them, but it was just recommended as a new release. And I really loved the kind of simple indie jammingness of it. It's a very simplistic approach and kind of lo-fi recording, but just the way they've layered everything, it's real damn catchy. So nice. It's I'm really impressed by how groovy it is for how simple it is, if that's the way to put it. And not to knock them. It's definitely layered. It takes knowledge and integrity on that front, but there's one song where the bass is the whole time.
Yeah.
But it works because there's all the other shit going on around it. So check those out
for sure.
And that's really all I got for music.
Nice.
Before we get into this movie run, anything else you wanted to chit chat about? You've been gone for 2 episodes. 3 weeks, really, but we didn't post one last week.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks just playing a lot of gigs around, and I did just turn the big 31 yesterday. So
who gives a shit? 30 matters.
Me. Yeah. 31 is the one that hurts, though. Past 30. Over the first
35 is not looking too great. Like, it is what it is, but it's like, fuck, I'm real close to 40. That 5 years is going to go by quick. And then 40 is, that's where you're like, you maybe should be figuring out later life stuff a little bit. Not intensely, you know, but...
time to start looking that way.
Yeah, you're like, I got everything set up the way I need it. Do I want to do the kid thing? I really don't think so. I'm thinking about, like, jumping on ship with a single mom. Maybe has 2 kids. They've already, like, kind of gotten to 2nd grade at least.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to miss the whole baby phase. I really do. I'm sure there's wonderful, blissful moments of parenthood that occur in those moments, but I'll be somebody else's daddy that's already here.
Yeah, dude, I like play at a restaurant and I hear that awful scream, and my first instinct is just shake it. So it's probably not for me.
Probably isn't, if that's one of the first things you're thinking. There's
turn it off, whatever it takes.
There's a comedian, I'm trying to remember his name. He's the guy that did Batman for the College Humor sketches.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name either.
It'll come to me, but he had a bit about shaking a baby. It's just like, why on earth would they feel the need to, like, warn us about shaking babies? It's just like, what an awful person. Like, who would want to shake a baby? And, I mean, obviously, they call it shaken baby syndrome. Like, half people are doing it.
Yeah.
And then you take them home, and then you're like, I kind of want to shake this baby. It's like the warning totally makes sense. And I thought they were just being assholes, but no. They're like, just so you know, don't shake that thing.
You're going to want to. You're going to want to real bad.
Mm-hmm. I remember once there was a baby screaming right in my face. And it was shaking. It was just like, do something to like flick it in the nose just to make it stop.
Make it realize what it's doing.
Like, what do you do? Stop. And yeah, shaking's like, it's what I did with my radio back in the day. Back in the day with my old-timey radio.
Back when
we could shake a baby back then and it would fix him right up. Sure, he wouldn't be good at the maths, but he'd be good at the books, if you know what I'm saying.
You just slap them around a bit, they get right in line.
Sure, they can't walk straight in a line, but they're in line. You might have to put the old-timey voice effect on that.
Ooh, well, I'm glad to bust that out again.
Shout out to Carl. Woo!
Yeah, he liked it.
Yeah, it's the only one I know of that has given us feedback on that, and I'm like, all right, run it into the ground.
Confirmed listener.
Mm-hmm. We have almost 100 followers on Instagram. Woo. And I'm sure every single one of them listens to us weekly.
Just not on any of the platforms that we monitor somehow.
Yeah, there's a couple there that we just never pay attention to. Like Squizzle. Yeah.
That's Stitcher.
Stitcher and Squizzle.
I didn't even know Squizzle was a thing.
It's not. I made it up.
Oh, okay. It's like, I didn't even know how we got on there, so.
Dude, I upload our stuff on our DistroKid label, and just you see all the little symbols for the different streaming services you're going to be put on. And really, it's just like iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, maybe SoundCloud.
And a bunch of other
Pandora, ones. Maybe. Yeah, some people are still doing Pandora. But it's just like, all the other ones is like, what are you doing? Get on board so we can all share music and just get it in one place.
It's true.
But whatever.
And Spotify, just step it up. Make yourself even better. Like, Spotify is pretty cool in a lot of ways, really shitty in a lot of other ways, and they could make themselves just like the best streaming service if they wanted. So easy.
How are they shitty?
Just like how they pay bands is, like pay
Oh,
music. Like they could stop trying to pay less for music, maybe even pay
yeah.
more. And they also, their playlists have limits, and they don't tell you. You can just keep throwing songs on a playlist, but it'll just play like a certain percentage of it and never pull in the other percentage. Like their algorithm doesn't have the capability of this large of a playlist, and it's
Yep.
silly. And they don't even need it. However they're doing it, they're just doing it wrong. They could just make a like few different like orders for each set list length up to like 1,000 songs, and then it would just go to that one of those. It'd be so easy. I don't get it. But yeah, it's
Hmm.
sad because I've noticed it on some of my bigger playlists. Like I have that like 1,000 songs about on this funk playlist, and like I'm already hearing repeats. I'm like, what's going on? And it really likes these particular songs. Like I hear them a lot. Like, don't do that. Play all of them first.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is your favorite song, right? It's
Yeah,
like, well, that's great, but no,
I'm trying to expand my funk horizons.
it's true. Well, I imagine both of us probably have frustrating algorithms for a Spotify employee.
Yeah,
Just like,
that's
God
true.
damn it. It's like, what are these guys trying to do? It's like
He,
Russian funk city pop, like,
then
but then
Cheryl
it's.
Crow? What's happening? Uh,
Yep. No, that's an absolute switch I do. Cheryl Crow into Cannibal Corpse. It's
oh, yeah.
fun.
That's a good one.
But yeah, it's like you can play a playlist, and if you take shuffle off, it's a better shuffle to just go straight down the playlist. If it's just like a single song one, you'll
Yeah,
get more variety that way just by going in the order you dropped them in there.
it's true.
And
See,
you're like, oh no, that'll get redundant. And you're like, no, not at all. Because shuffle will go back. It's like, radio. It'll go to the five most played first. And then after that, it's like, well, singles, right? Like, fuck.
yeah. Let's see, I didn't do that on my funk playlist. I added a bunch of just artists, and I like went through and hit all their albums because I just know they're funky. Like,
Yeah.
I did Galactic has so many albums, and there's so much good stuff in there. It just keeps popping up. Different rappers guest on different songs. Some albums are like big bands. Some albums have no vocals. It's just all over the place, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
cool. But like I said, it's starting to kind of just repeat the same ones. But,
Yeah. Well, get on it, Spotify.
yep, indeed.
Uh, that reminded me, I also got to listen to more of that Connie Price and the Keystones um, album we were kind of listening to when I was visiting.
Yeah, that was cool.
I kind of forgot about it in the chaos of the visit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get on that. So, anyway, with that, anything else you wanted to talk about before getting into movies and the rest of the show?
Well, I right before we got going, I received a very strange text, and it might
Ooh.
just be a listener. We'll hope. It said, "From this moment on, we are strangers." And I was like, "Shouldn't you deliver that message, like wrap it around an arrow and shoot it into my front door?" That feels like such an ancient message. But
Should be the
anyways,
froth in your soup that slowly gathers to
to
be
spell
able to
that,
be legible, and then you look up and he's peeking through the window,
and then he
and then you start choking.
winks and disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You
boy.
put a bunch of Skittles in your soup, boy. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, so whoever that person is, if they happen to listen to the show, I I don't know. I was like, I don't have this number saved, so I guess we already are. And they were like, "Good, you're conforming." And then I just deleted them and blocked them. So
Good, you're conforming. Huh. That is kind of, that's always mysterious. Is the thing that's pissing you off the most is not knowing who it is?
well, it's not really pissing me off. I did wonder for quite a while, but I'm over it.
That
It was a
shit'll
good 10
get on
minutes.
my nerves.
Yeah, I might try to remember the number and ask around a few people. I also
Well,
have
it's
a few sneaking suspicions of who it might be.
interesting. We'll talk more about it off the air. But Yeah, but if my mom texted me as like consider us strangers, I'd be like, all right, whatever, motherfucker.
Later.
Like I just be over it. But if it's a mysterious number, I'm like, who is this? Like I'll go insane trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Tell
that
me
was
who you are, motherfucker.
I. That's the thing. The number is not that mysterious. It is a Logan like number. It's a 435-512.
Is it a lady or perhaps more of a musician grudge, you think? Or something beyond that?
It. I don't know. It sounds weird, but just from the punctuation and spelling, I think it was a dude, and I don't think it was a music thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do play guitar with the decadent sweetness and velvety chocolate notes.
Ooh,
So people would be jealous of that shit. I don't know though, but that sounds like betrayal, like you betrayed them somehow.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I haven't
Or
done
you
anything
offended them.
betrayal recently. Hmm.
Did you say something really liberal and it's like one of your conservative former bandmates? Because he did say
Oh,
conform or something like that.
that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well,
Maybe they
I'll
listened.
always take it there.
You know what? I did tell some people I know who are very conservative about this podcast. Maybe they listened to it. They're like, "Oh, he's a libcuck." Oh,
Well, if you think we're libcucks, feel free to write us at Koshka@gmail.com, and we're more than happy to read anything you write in the show.
yeah. Just put in the subject line,
I'm sure it's
libcucks.
going to be well thought out, and you're going to own us. You're going to destroy us. So feel free to write.
Just to challenge it, try not to use caps lock.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, with that, let's get into movies.
All right.
And I watched a fair amount of shit, and I realized that these, unless it's like the solo episode I did, where it's like, yeah, this is pretty much all about Stanley Kubrick and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure people don't necessarily want that taken over every single episode, but I do want to keep you abreast of what I've been viewing. So, what I'm going to do is read you the list of what I watched real quick. You tell me which ones you've seen so they can maybe garner more conversation at the end of the segment. But
Okay.
anything you haven't, I'll do it a quick. Well, and this is something I got to figure out. We'll get onto that in a minute. But I'll do a quick. This is the information, 1 to 2 sentence review, and I'll give you my rating. And what I want to figure out on rating, and I wanted you to help me with this, is I noticed in my film diary that I'll give a movie like Independence Day 5 stars, but then give a much more elegantly made film like 3. And so I know that that elegantly made film, whatever that may be, I can't think of one, is a better movie, technically speaking. But there's just so much like nostalgia and cheese and like, oh my God, this is like really funny and bad and so easy to watch that it's 5 stars. You know what I mean?
It's the vibe, yeah.
So there you go. You could do a vibe rating 1 to 5, and then you do actual film, technical film merit. We'll think of a word. 1 to 5. So it gets a vibe rating, and how about art rating?
Ooh.
Is this a work of art or not?
How much of an art is it?
How hard do you art, baby?
Yeah, and I mean anything could be art. It's gonna have to be
Of
really
course.
bad to be a hole on zero. It's gonna
But
be
everybody,
wow.
but you can extend that out to anything like
That's true. We don't have to.
music, drawings. Like, you know that there's that shitty little stick figure drawing that maybe the kid next to you was drawing, and you're like, that thing looks awesome. It's not well drawn, but I love the thing. Just like a lot of 80s songs. It's like, this is not good, but it's actually really awesome.
This is terrible, but I'm having a good time.
She blinded me with science.
Uh,
You're just like, wow. I'm so happy this got made. So
exactly.
anyway, So vibe rating and art rating, even though they're all pieces of art. So I'm going to read you the list. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Chatting movies!
Oh, yeah, there's a song now. Sweet.
Yeah, there is a song. You're like, what happened? You have an aneurysm? All right. I'm going to read you the movies I watched. I watched Wedding Crashers, This Is 40, Bad Trip, Fear Street Part 1, 1994, The Company of Wolves, Iron Man 2, and Independence Day.
My
Have
lord.
you seen any of those movies?
I've seen Independence Day. I'm pretty sure I saw the Iron Man 2, and what was the first one? Wedding Crashers? I've seen that one, like, it's been a minute. Like, watched in a hotel, you know? That was the last time I watched it.
That's the right way to watch it, by the way.
For sure. I think I've seen one of the other ones, too. What were the next couple after Wedding Crashers?
This Is 40, Bad Trip, Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
Bad Trip. That one sounds familiar.
It was very recent. It came out this year.
Okay, then no.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll save a little bit of Iron Man and Independence Day. And those were the last two I watched anyway, so it goes in order.
Nice.
First one I watched was Wedding Crashers. It's a 2005 American romantic comedy film directed by David Dobkin. I remember looking up to see what films he did, but I've already forgotten them, so he's not a very memorable director in my opinion. Stars Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Christopher Walken, Rachel McAdams, Isla Fisher, Bradley Cooper, and Jane Seymour. And they're all awesome in this movie. The film follows two divorce mediators, Wilson and Vaughn, who crash weddings in an attempt to meet and seduce women. The film opened on July 15th, 2005, and it was a financial success and is credited with helping to revive the popularity of adult-oriented R-rated comedies. That's definitely true. It brought in a new era of just like filthy rom-coms, if you will, like, and just like it says, adult-oriented comedies, which we'll get into another one of those soon.
Yeah.
The movie is hilarious. The story is stupid as fuck. Doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't matter because it's all about watching these characters inhabit their roles, which are highly elevated and ridiculous. It is the beginning of the whole ranty, like, let's just riff on a joke over and over and over again and just film the guy doing it.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly sick of it in comedies. Like, I want written comedy to come back rather than just go into Riff City. But that being said, Vince Vaughn is one of the best at just making shit up. Owen Wilson isn't too bad himself, and everybody else plays their role, especially Isla Fisher, who's like delightfully insane as the crazy redhead hookup with Vince Vaughn. So, vibe rating, I give it 5 stars. And art rating, I give it 2.
Damn, that's what I was going to say.
There you go. All right, we're moving right along now. Next film I watched is This Is 40. Came out in 2012, an American comedy film written and directed by Judd Apatow, starring Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann. It is a spin-off of Apatow's 2007 film Knocked Up, and is centered around a married couple who's turning 40 and what's going on in their lives. It was after Knocked Up, after Funny People, after 40-Year-Old Virgin. So by that point, Judd Apatow's whole shtick had become very clear and almost predictable. So this one went under the radar, and it had really funny moments, but it's that same thing. It's that Riff City comedy.
Yeah.
That's just like, man, this has really been overdone. And they're getting some people to riff that just aren't that funny. So, like, they can't really turn it into, like, a character moment. It just becomes just like, I put one in my vagina. Like, that's where it is now. In my vagina. And you're like, oh, that's a joke because she said vagina twice.
Whoa.
So, yeah, that's part of that. The kind of, I don't think it ever ended, really, but it is kind of like the tail end of that R-rated, adult-oriented comedy thing that Wedding Crashers kind of started. Although maybe they didn't. There was movies like Old School before that and things like that, but maybe they weren't as rom-commy or, comfy in a way. Anyways, the movie's way too fucking long, drawn out Judd Apatow stuff, but that being said, Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, dude, and it has Albert Brooks. It's good shit. So the man can still tell a pretty good story and get surrounded by good people. They're just kind of drawn out, and the structure of writing is a little getting stale. That being said, vibe rating, I give it a 4, because sometimes that style takes you out of it. An art rating, I'd give it more of a 3.
Ooh.
You can tell it's made with a little more love than Wedding Crashers. Now watch, there's going to be some like Wedding Crasher fanboys who are like, fuck you, man.
It's a 5 and a 5 and you know it.
So, moving on. We have Bad Trip. It is a 2021 American hidden camera comedy film directed by Kitao Sakurai. I don't even know if I know who that is or if they've done anything before this. They don't even have a Wikipedia page, so maybe it's their first one. Damn. But it follows two best friends, Eric Andre, Lil Rel Howery, as best friends, or I think I already said that, who take a road trip from Florida to New York City so one of them can declare his love for his high school crush. All the while being chased by their other's criminal sister, Tiffany Haddish, whose car they have stolen for the trip.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just hidden camera comedy, basically. It's Eric Andre. If you've seen the Eric Andre show, then you know what you're in for. It's exactly that same kind of comedy. You've watched that, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. I still think that Korn interview him and that other guy did. It's like, Korn, monkey and head. I bet your butters, you got it right. I was talking to that news reporter, and he's like, what's happening?
I don't know what this is.
But anyways, the movie is funny, has some good moments. I really enjoyed it. Like, that hidden camera thing's pretty easy sale. If you got a good bit and you get reactions, it tends to work.
Yeah.
All I would say about it that's a little different than the usual thing is I notice how good people are. Like, everybody they fucked with, like, they're trying to help and, like, be kind and, like, work with them. Whereas when you watch Borat, you're watching so many pieces of shit that you're like, fuck, humanity's fucked. But then you watch this one, and you're like, oh, wow, like, people are really good.
Given the right I feel bad watching them. I have trouble watching some Eric Andre stuff because I'm like, that guy's just trying to live his life. I'd be so pissed if I was him.
But you need Eric Andres in the world, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, we'd all be too polite with each other, and it wouldn't be real. We'd all be talking shit. It's like, growing up in Utah a little bit. You needed the little crusty punk rockers running around fucking shit up, so you could see the mom that's like, oh my god, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's all about the balance, So anyways, solid movie, just funny stuff. I'd give it a 5 on vibe and a 1 on art because it's not complicated at all.
Yeah, no cinematography really.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive considering the hidden camera stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's just... I'll bump them up to 2 because it probably takes some effort within that context. But and of course, it takes effort altogether. But yeah, it's definitely more about the jokes and just like let's let Eric Andre and this guy do some fucking crazy shit. So then the next movie, The Company of Wolves. I recently started following a Facebook page called like Strange Interesting Movies or something like that.
Ooh.
And everybody just posts like weird recommendations, and I've always been a sucker for werewolf movies, especially if they're older, like all the practical effects of that. So this is a 1984 British gothic fantasy horror film. And I saw the poster and I was like, I have to watch this. So I just watched it last night. It's directed by Neil Jordan, who he's a guy you probably would know some of his films. He did The Crying Game. And, oh man, they're always like weird sexual subtext films. So he's been around a long time. And somebody put it in a really good way. Like, he finds the person that you would and maybe in society be like ugh, and finds a way to make them sympathetic to you. Yeah. Which nowadays just about everybody seems to be doing that, but for when he started, like that was a little more of a challenging thing he was doing. So yeah, props to him. But I was going through his list and I was like, man, I need to really rewatch a bunch of these or watch them for the first time. So Neil Jordan might be a top 10 list I'll do sometime after I see a bunch of them. Because this movie is like awesome. It's 1984, so all the practical effects is just wacky, but like super creative and detailed. And it's basically a sexualized adaptation of Little Red Riding Hood. And, but it's structured like a dream. Like it goes from like moment to moment and then it just kind of drifts off and becomes another thing. And it is the main character's dream that she's having, where it keeps cutting to her in bed asleep having this dream. And then it'll just go to another weird moment. And the way it ends, though, makes it even more dreamlike and strange. And yeah, it's like visually beautiful, had some really surprising moments. It does get boring in that sense, almost like dreams can sometimes. Like you're kind of like been asleep for a while and you're like, God damn, when is all this crazy shit just gonna like stop?
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't have any anchor. Like there's nothing pushing me towards any sort of conclusion. So then you're kind of just left floating, but that's also its best quality. So
nice.
I would say on art, it's a 5, and on vibe, it's a 4, just because of those little moments of what the fuck, like what's going on here?
Yeah.
And it doesn't sell it enough with like the what the fuckness of that. But anyway, we're now to the last two films, Iron Man 2 and Independence Day. Why don't you tell me your thoughts on Iron Man 2?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure I saw that one. When did that one come out?
2010.
Man, I don't even remember it. I think I went and saw that one in theaters, but that's been so long ago that I don't even really remember too much about it. I just faintly recall going to see it. And, you know, it was another superhero movie, as I recall.
It definitely was. I've been slowly going through the MCU movies in the chronological order. And so that's why I watched this. And a lot of people didn't like it as much as the first Iron Man. But I gotta say, I think I like it more than the first Iron Man. It's a little weirder. And it's the same thing with Iron Man 3. Like that one was like weird and comedic and pretty offbeat for a superhero film. I mean, they're still gonna have their little action throwdown moments. But like, I was really enjoying how kind of just off the beaten path it seemed. And the main bad guy, he's probably one of my favorite Marvel bad guys, is Ivan Vanko, who's played by Mickey Rourke. And he has like those electrical whips that he makes. And he has like a cockatoo bird that just sits on his shoulder, and he's just Russian and kind of like, you'll lose, and whatever, you know? Like, the Russian villain always kicks ass because they're just so smooth. But anyway.
Indeed.
Out of all the MCU, I'll do a ranking at some point in the future after watching all of them. But I like it more than Iron Man 1, and that would probably drive some people crazy. But there, I fucking said it.
There you go.
Independence Day, why don't you tell me what you know about that one?
Oh man, I remember watching it on TV way back when it, like, you know, while after it came out and it was on TV, but it freaked me out when I was a kid. I probably watched it a little young.
Well, 1996, how old were you then?
6. So
Fucking
I probably
A.
watched it when I was 7.
Yep.
So, yeah, I remember being like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
But
I was 10, saw it a bunch in the theater. I remember taking my sister Candy to go see it.
Nice.
And it's one of my favorite. It's kind of funny how you get little movie memories over the years, especially if it's something you're really into. And I remember sitting in the theater with her, and I'd already seen it like 2 times.
Yeah.
And basically, spoiler alert, the very first half of the film, right up until they destroy the Statue of Liberty, is awesome. Perfect setup. And then it goes a little schlocky and weird, and you'd notice the stereotypes of the characters a little too well. And
Yeah.
I still think it's an awesome movie, but that whole intro of them arriving and coming into the atmosphere and all that, it's like great stuff.
Yeah.
I highly recommend looking up Patrice O'Neal on Independence Day on the Opie and Anthony show. You can find it easily on YouTube. It is one of the funniest breakdowns of this movie that I've probably ever heard or ever will hear. Just the nitpicking they do with it, and if you know the movie, it's just like hilarious stuff.
Nice.
But I won't get into it, just look it up. But all I will say is this movie was huge, and when I saw it with my sister, the thing I remember, sorry, I got off track. There's a scene where Will Smith is walking in the desert and all the Winnebagos are coming at him. And it's totally meant to be like, what the fuck are all those things coming at you?
Yeah.
Like, and it just a split second, but then quickly you're like, oh, it's all a bunch of cars. Like, but it's really quick. But up until that point, like, the aliens have just been fucking shit up. They're blowing up bases and destroying cities, and new little ships are flying out of the big ones, and they got shields, and so you're just feeling like overwhelmed by how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting next to my sister, and when she sees them come, the Winnebagos coming across the desert, she's like, oh no. She just very audibly was like, it just like,
not the Winnebagos.
yeah, the movie's just fucking with her, and she's 6 years older than me, so she's 16. But that movie, like, just apparently freaked her out too. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a 10-year-old little boy. I'm like, yeah, like fucking aliens, yeah. Like, can't believe you're scared. But of course, it was creepy. Like, the first time I saw it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. But Will
Just the
Smith's gonna
idea
make
of it
okay.
almost more than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, Will Smith, all his little lines, like, you did not shoot that green shit at me. Like, like, why? This movie could have been so fucking perfect if you just cut that stuff out. But then again, there's lines from Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum and all that like really work, and you're like, yeah, that's an awesome line.
Nice.
So I always take a video of where's Bill Pullman when he's the president and he's giving the speech about this is no longer an American holiday, it's a world holiday, where we declared that we will not go quietly into the night. You know, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I record it every Independence Day. And then as soon as he says, it's our Independence Day, and then I'm like, whoa! That's how I celebrate July 4th.
Nice.
So, I didn't give a rating to Iron Man 2, did I? It's a 4. Vibe is 4. Art is 2. Nah, I'll give it a 3, actually. There's some clever stuff in it.
Damn.
Independence Day, vibe is 5. Art is, for a lot of the designs and the effects still hold up. I'm gonna give it a 4. There, I said it. It's cheesy, but it's so well structured.
Mm-hmm.
And just put together. And then Roland Emmerich, the director, went on to make other stupider and stupider films like The Day After Tomorrow in 2012 and like
2 weeks from Thursday.
10,000 BC or some awful films.
Did he make Year One? God damn it.
No, not Year One. That comedy?
Yeah. Yeah, it popped up on Amazon. I was like, I don't even remember. Was that movie good? I watched the trailer. I was like, I don't think it was.
I refused to watch it. I was like, I actually didn't trust either of those two in anything because they did that.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God. And then I think not too long after that, maybe it was after, but Jack Black showed up in Tropic Thunder and then it kind of redeemed him. I was like, all right, he's just trying to make his money. He's doing a bunch of stupid farting movies.
Dude, that's funny because we watched Tropic Thunder last week. That's a great movie.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of the best comedies of the last 20 years, I think.
Oh, for sure. Even just the intro, like his is my favorite, like the fake movies, the farties or whatever their name is.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That movie is fantastic.
My personal favorite fake movie out of that is the Tobey Maguire and
oh yeah, that one does win.
Where they're holding the rosary.
Yeah.
Just the Devil's Alley or something like
that. Yep, I think that's exactly what it's called. Satan's Alley. Yeah.
Satan's Alley. And then that 90s song.
Yeah.
Just like,
they're like crying.
Yeah. Into the rain. He's like, ah!
Yep.
Anyway, that's a pretty good movie talk. I think that went way faster than usual, don't you think?
Indeed.
All right, so let us know if you prefer it like that or deeper breakdowns, whatever. With that, we're going to go into our final sections. I think we're going to start with weird news today.
Weird news. Like that. All right, so do you want me to read this one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. He didn't make the Olympics, so he used his bike racing skills to rob banks instead.
What?
I know, right? Well, I can't believe I didn't see this headline. I would have clicked on it.
Yeah.
So, Tom Justice. He biked to his bank heist. Like, man.
Tom
cool.
Justice?
Yeah.
He missed the Olympics, so he started to rob banks.
So, he'd leave his custom-built orange Steelman road bike unlocked outside, then saunter in and hand the teller a note, say something along the lines of, "I've got a gun, give me money." Then the former Category 1 Olympic hopeful track racer would walk out with a plastic bag full of cash, transfer it to his messenger bag, strip down to the cycling kit he wore underneath his street clothes, and ride off unnoticed. So, between 1998 and 2002, he pilfered from 26 banks in California, Illinois, and Wisconsin, earning himself a nickname from the FBI, the Choir Boy Robber. So, okay.
My God.
So he obscured
Why the choir boy?
He obscured his face from surveillance cameras by wearing a hat and bowing his head, and often held his hands together in front of him. So like a little choir boy.
Just like a dirty little choir boy. Yeah.
So, until the final botched robbery that led to his arrest, law enforcement was stymied by the choir boy's seeming lack of a getaway vehicle. So, um, apparently he was trying to be, a bike racer. He tried to be a social work. He tried to join the priesthood, underwater welding. So none of that went for him. So he started robbing banks.
Dude, we ended the movie section too fucking early. Like, who's making this fucking movie?
I know, right?
Tom Hanks is the choir boy.
And he just knew
he plays a 16-year-old. Or whatever he is. It's got to be 25, something.
And it wasn't about the money. He was really good at it. So at first he just gave away most of what he stole, leaving bags of money in alleys for homeless people or in porta potties. Yeah. Can you imagine? Would you take a bag of money from a porta potty? I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Fuck yeah.
I guess I would.
I'd be real cautious about it though.
I'd poke my head out and then look around and be like, I'm not taking it. Okay, I am. So yeah, then he apparently had a drug habit, so he started keeping more of the money.
What? But, he was dosing?
Of course. That's why he couldn't get in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So the bike was such an effective getaway tool that it was eventually his undoing. He rode a custom-built Steelman race bike he had bought secondhand. So they only make about 50 or so frames a year. So in March 2002, a police officer responded to a scene of a bank robbery in California. And as he approached the bank, he saw a spandex-clad man dashing off on an orange bike with a messenger bag.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right?
Spandex-clad man.
Spandex-clad man dashing.
Spandex-clad man dashing.
So he flagged him down and asked to see inside his bag. And then Justice sprinted away.
Easy, officer.
Put your hands down.
Let me see that bag.
And Thompson radioed for help in like a scene from a movie. The former Olympic track cyclist managed to evade both Thompson and another officer in a separate vehicle. He swerved around the police car, crossed 2 lanes, and hopped a curb. So then he disappeared. And then they found his bike and cycling shoes abandoned. And then they tracked the bike to find him. So yeah, they finally arrested him, and later in May, he confessed, pled guilty, spent 9 years in federal prison, and now he works in a donut shop. And he still races bikes.
It's a little bit like Better Call Saul, or like mixed with Forrest Gump and like Cool Runnings and fucking Point Break.
Yeah, you could like start off with like just like a donut flying into a fryer, and it's just like he's just making like donuts,
reflecting on his. I wasn't always a donut maker.
And then 2 of the donuts slowly turn into bicycle wheels. God damn, we could write this movie ourselves.
We should stop talking about it. Copyright, it's ours.
This is dibs on the movie idea.
We're writing Choir Boy, all right?
Yeah. Okay, you call Robert Downey Jr.
That would actually be great casting. He needs to get back to work, too. Iron Man died, he didn't.
For sure.
Although nobody wanted to see him do Dr. Dolittle, let's be honest.
No.
That reminds me, though, just real quick, when we were talking about Tom Hanks, it should totally be Robert Downey now. But I was totally picturing that they go back to when he was a boy and it's still played by Tom Hanks. Like, he just plays the guy at any age. And then I remembered that the movie that did that was Walk Hard. Like, he is a little boy for part of it, so it doesn't totally commit to that.
Yeah.
But then, like, the next time he's, like, a little bit older, like in high school, it's already him. And it's just, I remember just thinking that was, like, the funniest fucking thing. Just, it's such an easy choice to make.
Yep.
And it's, like, provides so much comedy.
Yep, it's gold.
It's like, Mom! Yeah, if you haven't seen Walk Hard, watch that movie. That is a 5 and a 5.
Oh, big time. That movie is amazing.
Yeah. And especially if you're a musician. But if you're anybody, you'll still like it. But musicians, I think it should be required viewing.
5,000 didgeridoos.
10,000 didgeridoos. Either you can learn to play the theremin, or you can shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Back on the Olympics, though. That I feel like that does ultimately lead us to something that is in the news right now. Like, it is July 4th as we record this. There's fireworks going on outside. Yep. I'm sure my microphone isn't picking it up, but you know, it's Independence Day. It's America, Olympics. Your nation going out to say what's so great about your country. And I'm sure most of the people listening to this has heard the news that Shaw Carey Richardson, she's an American sprinting champion, really. She's not going to be able to participate in the Olympics. I don't know if that's like totally, or if she has to miss one trial, but basically if you miss that trial, like it's gonna ruin the whole thing or whatever. But she tested positive for marijuana.
Oh no.
And you know, the thing to remember though is that in the United States, they're a little more lenient with athletes that do marijuana. There's still penalties depending on the league you play in. But it is the Olympic Committee that made this decision, and that's made up of people from all over. And so it's really easy for people in the United States to think, fucking America, but it's not totally America making the decision.
No, not
that
at
being
all.
said, there's totally a heavy American influence, and there's definitely way too many people in the United States that think that that's worth disqualifying her.
Yeah.
But and one thing I did want to point out in line with that as well is that she said that she was smoking it as a coping mechanism after she discovered her biological mother had died, and it was the pressure of trying to meet expectations with all that going on that she smoked weed. And that's a very valid reason, but I wish she didn't have to say that. I wish she could just say, yeah, I smoked weed, so the fuck what?
Exactly.
It's not performance enhancing.
It's like performance enhancing for everybody who didn't. Is that why they make it illegal? It's because no, that gives everybody else too much of an advantage if you're all stony baloney.
I can't even remember who said it, but it's like, man, if you're smoking weed and competing in the Olympics, they should give you a 10-minute head start just to make it fair.
Exactly.
It's like, it is not performance enhancing. I think once you get into the zone, you can be like, all right, I'm on the level. I don't think weed fucks you up that bad, but it does kind of take you like, all right, hold on. This is what I'm doing. No, wait, what? No, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Like, it's distracting. Kind of gets harder to get going, but once you get going, it's like, whatever. But, yeah, I think one good thing about it, though, is that if it's really had all these other athletes speak out about it, and they're like, this is ridiculous, let her compete. And all these athletes are like, I smoke it to kind of calm my muscles down after working out all day. And like all the various reasons why you can smoke marijuana. It's medically beneficial, but at the same time, it's also recreational, and alcohol is way worse. As I take a sip.
Yeah. But that's your choice.
It is. And yeah, alcohol makes it so I don't think about a bunch of stuff. Weed makes me think a little too much. And I don't want to. I've been thinking all day. I think I'm going to drink a little bit, and it just kind of helps me reset. That being said, alcohol is way worse for me. And I'm aware of that. And it's my choice. I'm not hurting anybody. Just like the weed.
Exactly.
So just imagine, though, that in America, she's not going to compete for a medal, and now she's going to start robbing banks, running triathlons from every bank in your town, and she'll be out of town before you even... Like, what?
Wait, the bank was robbed? She already swam across the lake and biked 50 miles away. And now she's
be a little
running.
road runner cloud in front of all your banks.
God
And
help us if the modern pentathlon athletes start robbing banks. They got
yeah.
guns and skis and horses.
And Wiley's always trying to catch her. Not the coyote, but just the fat, racist old cop in your town named Wiley. Pretty sure every city in America, at least in the Midwest, has a Wiley.
You only have to pass the physical examination to get hired.
That's true. It's all fucking downhill after that, or as I call it, uphill.
I don't go
I
that
love
way.
them donuts. I don't go downhill.
I don't know.
Maybe Riley does, but Wiley don't.
I'd probably have one more knock on my record if that cop was more in shape. He was panting up a hill and he didn't see us come around the corner, so we had time to go hide again.
Is there anything more deliciously like perfect than a fat cop running uphill?
Oh, he wasn't running.
Oh well, like trudge limping.
Yeah, that's what he was doing for sure.
But man, just I don't know, and I think it is just like the contradiction. He's like authority, but God damn it, get back here!
Listen to me.
It's just like no, you can't even finish that sentence without breathing heavy, man. No, I'm not listening to you. Whereas like a big tough cop, he's like fucking catches up to you. He's like, stop running. You're like, okay, Jesus.
Okay.
Don't kiss me. All right. That being said, 5 Olympians who smoke weed and won gold medals. I just wanted to go down this list real quick.
Yeah.
Michael Fort Knox can't hold my gold Phelps. This is from herb.co, so that's how they decided to define him. There's a picture of him smoking a bong in the pool, which is in a little cap that says help. Huh.
Nice.
But yeah, he smoked. Usain Bolt.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. That's another great bit by the late great Greg Giraldo. It's just like, you are not sharing your weed with Michael Phelps. Talk about lung capacity. It's like a whale in the ocean feeding on krill.
Nice.
Anyway, Usain Bolt, he smokes it. It's a Jamaican runner, so But his last name is Bolt, and he's a runner. That was always my favorite thing about him.
Yeah,
not that
awesome.
he smokes weed. Who gives a fuck?
3 things.
Then there's Ross Ribagliati.
What shape is that pasta?
You don't want to know. I don't know who he is, and I'm not really seeing anything other than weed information on him, but Ross Ribagliati. Oh, in 1998, he was awarded a gold medal for snowboarding.
Well, then, do they drug test those guys? How does anybody compete?
Dude, snowboarding is nothing but potheads.
Like, I know we haven't got to him, but Shaun White, like, is on the list, right? Like,
nope.
I guess that's just a given with him.
Yeah.
Okay, he's one of the snowboarder dudes.
Hello. There is Nicholas Del Popolo. It's a fun last name. Nicholas Del Popolo.
Huh.
He is an American judo competitor. And he claimed that he was unknowingly given an edible that was laced with THC.
No.
2012.
Surprise
oh no!
Brownie.
He's gonna think he's dying and then raid the fridge, and 5 minutes later.
Good times.
Yeah. And last but not least, she kind of got a cowgirl vibe. Jamie Anderson is the lone female on this gold medal top 5, and she won gold in the 2014 Sochi Games for women's slopestyle. What is slopestyle?
Is that like the skiing with the little tricks and stuff you do on the way down?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my guess. if you are a avid slope style watcher, write us at Koshka@gmail.com.
If you're a slopestyle rider and you think we're a bunch of cuck libtards, write us at fuckkoshka@gmail.com.
If you're both those things, we'll have you on the show.
Yeah, honestly, any of you are more than welcome. You just gotta, like, where are you coming from? You gotta let us know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Life finds a way. But I guess the one thing at the end of this article is they say the Olympic Committee is starting to loosen up on their cannabis position. That's good, right? This is written in 2019, and the only thing I'm seeing in the news the last couple of days is Carrie Richardson not being able to compete. So, not good enough, Olympic Committee.
Not loose enough.
Which I think leads us right into our philosophy section. Are you ready for philosopher?
Let's do it. Quite preposterous. Haberdashery. Yes.
I dare say. Do tell.
Yes.
Quite. Think deeps.
Okay.
All right. I'm messing with the premise today rather than reading something from that list. I mean, we'll get back to it. It is July 4th. It's Independence Day, America's birthday. And I figured coming off of like the Olympics and the weed and all that, it got me thinking, what are 3 things about America that, no particular order, 3 things about America that you would never change, and 3 things that you think need to change in this country. And I can go first if you like, but we'll go 1 and 1, back and forth.
Sounds good. Yeah, you can go first.
All right. Well, we might as well just do it right now. One thing I wouldn't change is that we're a cultural melting pot and that we're a land of immigration. And I think that is our greatest asset, is that we have the benefit of experience from all cultures of the earth coming together to work together as one. And obviously, our country doesn't always do great honoring that or respecting that. And even some would say this is a Christian white nation and they're full of shit.
Yeah, they fundamentally miss some facts.
Yeah. But that's the cultural melting pot that is America. I think that's our greatest asset. And so I'm very pro-immigration. And yeah, give us your poor, your tired, your huddled masses. That shit's good. And I'll give you one thing that needs to change is weed needs to be legalized.
For all these Olympians, damn it.
Well, just all of us.
And yeah, just everybody.
It's just ridiculous. I'm tired of like, well, I'm smoking to deal with my bad hip and I need it. And it's like, yeah, cool, you need it. But also, I'm smoking because I want to.
Don't got glaucoma or nothing.
Yeah, I like getting high and listening to music and eating yogurt.
Have you tried it? Dark Side of the Moon is amazing. Turn on a lava lamp.
The yogurt?
All of it.
Oh, all of it. All right, so your turn, sir.
Well, I do like yours. I'm trying to think of a. Well, I'll just start with the one I would change. I wish people could get down the difference between like nationalism and patriotism. There's a nice line there that you could not ride so hard and still like be, have pride in your country, but also realize that we're like nowhere near the best, and that doesn't entitle us to anything, even if we were. That kind of thing,
There's a good Carlin bit about, it was like, who the fuck is proud to be white or proud to be Irish or proud to be anything? You shouldn't be proud about a genetic accident.
Yeah.
You can be happy to be white or happy to be black or whatever. But I would even make an edit to that where I get the difference between black pride and white pride. White pride is gross because we've kind of consistently been ruining shit for centuries for other people.
Exactly.
So when you say you're proud of that, you're like, yeah, just be happy
It,
you're white. I don't think anybody would give you shit for saying you're happy about it. It's like, yeah, hey, I live a privileged life. I'm happy about it.
why don't we get a month? It's like we get the rest of the year. Now shut up.
But yeah,
Like
if you're surviving in this fucking, it is a country founded on a lot of racist principles. It's not purely founded on that. I think America has a lot of great and amazing ideals, and it's part of the natural course of human history. It's like getting over horrific wars and imperialism and all that stuff. It takes time and all the byproducts of things of that nature, like racism and warfare and murder and all these things. It's an unfortunate part of human history, and we got to grow and listen and be better and be more empathetic. And so I think it's okay to admit that the America had a lot of great ideas, but it's still a lot of shit to work on and a lot of fuck ups to make up for. And so if you're an African American or a person of color in the United States just surviving within the system that is still really fucked up, I understand being proud to be black or proud to be brown or whatever, or proud to be gay.
Yeah, exactly.
But why I'm proud to be straight. Like, oh really? Like, shut up. Just be happy about it. Nobody's gonna give you shit that you're happy to be straight and white. They'll give you like, are you? It's like it's kind of just like, yeah, she was professor. But yeah, like maybe just don't understand the subtext and the difference between the two. And I bet one of the best things that white people can do really is just listen and try to put yourself in other people's shoes and just shut the fuck up a little bit and just be like, okay.
Try just listening.
And just listen and just be like, okay, I'll think about that. Thank you. And actually think about it. But yeah, it's just like, okay. It's
Don't
not
need
hard.
To say anymore.
You can do that with people you agree with or disagree with. You just listen and you don't have to say anything back. It's crazy, amazing. I know. But you can just take it in and just process it the way you're going to process it. And like, all right, there's something new today. Yeah. Anyway, so that was something you would change. What's something you wouldn't change?
Well, I mean, this is kind of a weird answer to that, but I feel like the beginnings of our country, as messed up as they were, people are trying to kind of cover that up. So I would say I don't want to change that. We got to remember exactly what we did, who was here before we got here, and what we did to them and what we're still doing to them. So sure. I wouldn't change that.
Sure.
Except for to change that we should not treat them badly. You know what I mean. But we're
I don't know. I don't know if I am actually following that one.
People are trying to just sweep it all under the rug.
You're talking about the genocide of the Native Americans and slavery and all that?
Yeah, well, that too. But mainly, like, the very beginnings. Yeah, Native Americans and stuff. Like, people are trying to just be like, no, that never happened. And it's like...
Well, that sounds like another thing you'd want to change. What's something you wouldn't want to change?
I guess that's a weird way to answer it.
Yeah, I'm not letting you get away with that one. That sounded like something that people need to take ownership for that, and I don't think that's a very common thing in this country.
That's true.
And so, yeah, it's a thing that needs to change. I got to hear some apple pie something.
It does need a change? That's what I'm
something that you want to stay the same.
Oh,
this is great American shit, and we shouldn't change it.
Well, man, that's a tough one.
I got one for you.
Okay.
You can't steal all of mine. You can steal two, but you better come up with your own. We should return to having the press correspondence dinner where a comedian makes fun of the president.
Oh, yeah.
And on a greater scale, I think one of the greatest things about the United States is how much we can rip into our politicians. And that was one of the only things that got me through the Trump years, man. That guy freaked me out, but I was comforted by how much most of the country was able to shit on him.
Yeah.
And I think people don't get like unreasonable or violent or like creepy, like conspiratorial with it. But yeah, every single president that gets in there, take a shit on him a little bit.
For sure.
They deserve it. They work for us. They can. We're gonna punch down to our presidents. All right, we're not punching up. They work for us. So yeah, I think freedom of the press, freedom of speech, that sort of thing. Like that's what that means to me.
Yeah.
Is being able to mock those in authority and this is what I think.
Yep. Bring Stephen Colbert back. Let him do it again. That was fun.
Sure. So I will give you. Do you got one? You cooking?
Well, do you want me? Can I take the one I said and put it to what I do want to change then?
Sure. Yeah. You've got
so
two
I
of
did
those.
2 of those. Okay.
You commie.
Thanks for sharing, comrade.
You're ready to take down the old Lady Liberty. Let's hear something you love.
Man,
I got one for you.
Well, I'll thank you to give me yours. I did mine. You do another one that you like.
I got one for you, so I'm gonna save this one just in case. So I gotta think for a minute. I like our kind of try new things, don't give a fuck culture. I think a lot of people have a problem with it, but having spent time in some places where it's like this is tradition and this is how you do things and there's no other way to look at it. I really like how ready America is. Like, dude, the decade's over. We need to be coming up with some new shit. We need new music, new movies, new clothes. Like, we're innovators. To me, that's like scientists and explorers and alchemists. They're like taking everything and mixing it together. And I feel that is an offshoot of the we're the land of immigrants. Like, we're constantly blending and making new things. Like a sushi burrito is such an American thing.
It's true.
I'm sure it maybe happens in other countries. I'm not saying that we own that, but just that's what we're so capable of, and that does seem to be a cultural thing that people are like, what about the good old days? And it's like, yeah, we know the good old days, and that needs to be respected, but yeah, fuck it, we're on some new shit. And so we're always making great new music, and I mean, that's what fucking jazz and blues and rock and roll all was at one point. Just Americans doing some crazy new shit.
And that's I was gonna kind of just ride on that and say that is one thing I do like and just like how the music that we've come up with has, been that way, and that is for sure. Like when jazz came out, it was like, you stay away from that devil music, but now it's like kind of one of the softer genres, really.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna give you bluegrass.
Yeah, that too. Bluegrass, all country, the good old country.
Sure.
But yeah, I do like that.
I think, have I come up with 3 positive and anything?
Well, for me and stuff. The other thing I would like to change, I'll throw one of those in. Ranked choice voting, please.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's all over.
Although that totally fucked up New York recently. They weren't ready for it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they did ranked choice voting for mayor and they were just not ready for figuring that all out. I still think ranked choice voting is fantastic. They just didn't organize it properly, so hopefully the concept doesn't take a beating for that.
Yeah, you gotta do it right.
Yeah, of course. And do better, New York. Be best.
Indeed.
All right, well, I kind of lost track there, but I think we came up with some good
We
things
did
we like and
something.
good things that we would change.
Send us
Um,
your 3.
one more thing I guess I would change is become less militarily focused, like less extending our efforts in that way and having bases in everybody's country, but to be more have our military here and have a strong military to protect ourselves, but become more cultural ambassadors and own up to our own sad shit. So if we own up to our own sad shit and be like, hey, we're not perfect, but we're working on this. So kind of play a role in the world where it's like, yeah, this is what's great about America is like fucking science and mixing it up and trying new things and
Yeah,
voting and democracy and all that stuff. Like, let's get more into that.
for real.
But with that, we're going to end this episode with a trivia drinking game.
Whew.
We certainly talk a lot of snuff on this show as like two lib cucks.
Yep.
And, you know, it's like, how much do we really know about her? Huh? How much do we know about the nation itself? So,
Not much.
Sorry, Arkansas. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to go to this website. You're going from the top of the list, and I'm the bottom, so you might... I could still read it, though. Okay. This is trivia, 25 question trivia from parade.com. It's just 4th of July trivia, so real simple drinking game. You ask a question. If I get it right, I'm safe. If I don't, I got a drink. And I scanned briefly. Trust me, I already forgot. Some of these, I'm like, oh, wow, I don't think I would have got that. And I also get overwhelmed by the pressure of trivia a little bit, not to make excuses for wrong answers, but there certainly are moments where I'm like, fuck, I knew that. Just too much like, I don't know. So anyway, maybe we'll do the whole list. It depends on how fast it goes, but we'll wrap up this. Yeah. Well, I might have to go zip and get a new drink, and listeners will have to deal with that, but I think we'll survive. I trust my abilities.
I'll see if I can talk the whole time you're gone.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Alrighty, so it's the fucking who's more of an alpha patriot and who's more of a lib cuck.
Oh God.
You ready?
I'm the lib cuck.
Well, you never know, dude. All right,
I'm ready.
You can go first.
All right. Where was the first celebration of Independence Day held?
Ooh. Philadelphia?
Oh, damn, you got one.
Fucking A. All
so
right.
I have to drink? Is that the rule?
Do you want to do it that way?
Why not? I just have a beer. I can sip a beer.
All right, yeah. If I get it right, you drink. If I get it wrong, I got to drink.
Ooh, tasty.
It's not supposed to be tasty. All right, your question. Which country declared independence from the United States on July 4th, 1960?
Oh, man. I have no idea.
I'll read it one more time. Which country declared independence from the United States on July 4th, 1960? There's a country that declared independence.
Yeah. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
That would be the Philippines.
Yep. Did not know that one.
One of the kids I used to work with at that after school program I worked at, she was from the Philippines, but she would pronounce it the Philippines.
Huh.
Which I always thought was adorable.
But nice.
The Philippines. All right.
All right, for you. Every Independence Day, how many times does the Liberty Bell ring?
13.
God damn you, America.
It's for each colony.
Yeah. It's all cracked, though. Gotta stop banging it so hard.
Well, that was fucking Cleveland. Ohio wasn't around yet, but we felt it.
Yep.
All right, man. Getting you fucked up.
I know. I'm mad.
Next question. During World War II, where did the Declaration of Independence get stored? Huh.
Shit, like some underground bunker somewhere magical? I don't know. Where's the secret place people hide stuff?
I'll give you a hint, and I think it sounds fair. It's the gold spot.
Fort Knox.
Boom.
Whammy.
I'll drink.
I should have known. That is like one of the more guarded places, I guess. Makes sense.
What was the one? I always forget it. It's and they mentioned it in Independence Day. It's the we got to get you to NORAD. Yeah, it's the place in the.
Oh, yeah.
I would have thought NORAD, but maybe it wasn't around yet.
True.
That seems like that's more of like a bomb shelter post World War II.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking. But you
Well,
know what? Let's switch real quick. I'm gonna. Well, unless you already read number 3. Have you read number 3?
yeah.
All right. If you want, I feel like the questions might be getting harder near the bottom. So, if you want to switch, but you do
Gotcha.
number 3, and I'll only read 23, and then we'll make a switch, or whatever you've read it up to.
I'm just on 3.
Okay.
What was the name of the newspaper that published the Declaration of Independence? See, that seems hard.
Oh my God. Boston Gazette.
Nope.
What is it?
Drink it up. The Pennsylvania Evening Post. So
What?
I don't think they're in any order. We could just.
Yeah, Pennsylvania makes sense. What am I thinking? They didn't hear about the Declaration for like a couple of years in Boston. Well, it's not like I was gonna get it. I didn't know what fucking newspaper's there.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
All right, 23, and then we switch.
Sure.
Who is the author of the Pledge of Allegiance?
Shit. I can remember the guy or the other one. I have no idea who did this. You wouldn't know that one either? Good. Okay.
No.
I'll drink.
Francis Bellamy. Even reading it, I'm like, who?
Wait, wasn't the guy that did the national anthem of Francis too?
I don't know.
It was like.
Hopefully that's not a question for me.
Not yet.
Wow. I wonder if Francis Bellamy wrote the "In God We Trust" part, or if that apparently happened in the 50s, right? It wasn't always in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to scroll up to 4 and not look.
Okay. See, the other one is 22. Francis Scott Key. Wow. So
okay.
I knew it was another Francis. I could have guessed.
I have heard that name.
Yep.
So national anthem is pretty awesome. Pledge of Allegiance can go fuck itself, eh?
Well, actually, in all honesty, our national anthem kind of sucks as a melody. It's a terrible melody to sing.
Calm down. All right. We already know what you think of this country on the last segment.
I played it on the guitar once, and it was way better than singing it.
Hendrix improved upon it. That was a great cover.
Yeah, that's the way I played it.
All right. Anyway, it's on you, is it not? Or is it on me?
I just did the Pledge of Allegiance one.
Right. So you're going to read me one?
Oh. No, I asked you that one. No, you asked me that one. I switched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what year were fireworks first used to celebrate the 4th of July?
Ooh. 1900.
Oh, it was the first year that it was a thing to celebrate, because before it wasn't a thing yet.
Oh, they did it like that early, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking I thought it was going to be one of those sneaky ones. Oh, well. Drink.
Yep, so 1777.
The 4th of July commemorates which document?
The Declaration of Independence?
God damn it.
All
What kind
right.
of bullshit is that? They are easier up top.
Well, get this. This one is also the same question, technically. On July 4th, which classic children's book was published?
The Declaration of Independence.
Oh, was that a burn? I don't know.
I don't know.
Close.
I didn't mean it like that.
Get it this way. It did involve going down the rabbit hole.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I drank for it.
We both got a drink for
Let's
that.
both drink.
Hopefully it isn't a shrinking or enlargement potion. Well, let's hope it's an enlargement potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
You know what I'm saying.
There's a crack in this Liberty Bell.
Woo.
What is the proper way to fold the American flag?
Do you go like thirds and then fold it up in triangles?
I'll give it to you. It just says in a triangular shape.
Well, yeah, you got to fold it to the thirds first, though. I remember.
Well, hey, some of us aren't as patriotic as you, man.
Yeah, I'll say. I got my Arrow of Light and my Eagle Scout.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Why are you flexing so hard? You almost knocked my microphone over.
Well, I got a flagpole right now.
I'll drink to that, I suppose.
All right. What was the estimated population of the United States on July 4th, 1776?
Fucking A.
This is interesting. A lot more than I would have thought, actually.
That's why I thought it would be a good idea to do it. 3 million.
Oh, really close. 2.5.
Come on.
I'll give it to you. I'll drink.
That's pretty fucking solid.
I mean, that's a roundup in my book.
I mean, that's just a tiny genocide.
Yeah.
Difference.
Totally.
You know, there's a couple people that didn't do their census.
Says estimated. And you know Americans, they would have been like, go away, government man.
Get away from me with that extra. I don't even know what a 0.5 is after a million.
I can't count. You get out of here.
Go on you. I have to admit it when I do it. That go on now is from Jim Norton. And I used to do that at the kids at work as well. Like if they wouldn't line up, I'd just be like, go on you. And they thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and it's all thanks to Jim Norton. So,
see, I do it, and I didn't know it was Jim. I learned it from you.
I learned it from you, Dad. No, yeah, it's he would just do that for a while. That's what he does. He comes up with these little things like Chip or Uncle Paul or whatever, and just does them for a while. And they worm your way into your day-to-day life. Like, come on, get it. Go on, yeah. Anyway. Which American president was born on July 4th?
Oh, damn. That's a hard one. Was it like an early one or a later one? Can you give me a little hinty?
I feel like he's kind of in the mids, which, sorry.
Is it like one?
There's a lot of forgettable
It's a forgettable one?
I think so. It's a cool name, but it's forgettable.
Is it Grover?
No. How would you say Grover Cleveland? It's a memorable motherfucker.
Oh, you said it was a cool name, though.
You're right. Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. People remember him because of the name and then stick around for the information.
Huh.
This guy's Calvin Coolidge.
Oh, old Coolidge.
Oh, cool Calvin.
I gotcha. I'll drink for that. I'll drink to Calvin.
There's one of those where that name alone makes me want to like, yeah, what's so cool about Cal? Like, I want to know, like, why do I forget about that guy? Maybe he sucked. But I listen to a lot of presidential history things, and he never sticks. So obviously he didn't do way too much.
Just the name.
Yep.
All right. Well, here's a underhanded, easy one right over the plate. Why was the Boston Tea Party's tea shipment ruined?
Say that again?
Why was the Boston Tea Party's tea shipment ruined? Why did the Boston Tea Party happen? That's what they're
Yeah, it was
trying to
like, why
ask.
was it ruined? It was like, well, because the seawater that worked its way into the tea bag. No, it's like, no, yeah, it was a protest against taxation without
Bam.
representation.
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. Which president of the United States was the first to host a 4th of July celebration at the White House? I'll give you a
Oh,
hint if you like.
was it like one of the first ones? Like right after it happened?
It's early. I'll say that. That's a fair hint.
Um, like John Adams?
Oof, right before Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas, damn it.
Good call, though. Kind
That
of
was
in the right
close.
spot. All right.
All right. Which two presidents of the United States died on July 4th of the same year?
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson.
There you go. How funny is that? Yeah.
I just watched the John Adams miniseries,
Yeah.
which is amazing. You should watch it. It's very like surreal and dreamlike in some ways, and then really grounded in other ways. Like for example, it talks about the time when John Adams went with Ben Franklin to France to negotiate for military support. And
Uh-huh.
John Adams is very proper, and Ben Franklin's way more of like a, what's the word, bohemian, like willing to try out the local flavors. So Ben Franklin's like hooking up with all these French broads, but like they're old. And John Adams like, I haven't written my Abigail in months. Like all this stuff. And he goes in there to yell at Ben Franklin about something. And he realizes that he's immodest because him and this old lady are in a bathtub together playing chess, which I fucking want to do before I die. I want to be hooking up with a lady and we're in a bathtub together and there's this little chessboard over the middle and we just play.
Hell yeah.
But he comes and he's like, oh my, like, I'm sorry. And he's just like, yes, Mr. Adams. Like, doesn't even turn to look at him. He's just looking at the chessboard.
That's awesome.
And their teeth rot throughout the series. So you see them like discussing all this shit and just like they're picking at their like at their teeth.
Ugh.
It really like takes you there. You're like, fuck.
I'll say, God.
You should watch it, man. It's fucking amazing. But it all ends with John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, who were friends and then enemies and then friends again in their later life, died on the same fucking day, July 4th.
Damn.
What's more fucking like Merca than that shit?
It's true.
Anyway, let's continue. I forgot that was like belonged in the movie section. But it's not really a movie, it's a miniseries. But
Yeah.
How many stars and stripes does the U.S. flag have?
Wait.
First, the stars. How many stars and how many stripes?
13.
Rule. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay, here's the return to that one. On the Declaration of Independence, who had the largest signature?
John Hancock.
Yep.
That's probably why that's a name that you even remember.
Exactly.
Gave it the old John Hancock.
Who had the medium-sized signature?
Who had a lot to compensate for when signing the Declaration.
They didn't have Ford trucks yet, so he just signed his name real big.
Okay, the next time I got a drink, I'm going to need to go get a new one. So I think
Better start
what
whooping
you
ass.
should do is this is the rule though, if I got to go get it, you have to go into an Independence Day president speech. If you were the
Okay.
president during Independence Day, what's the speech you're gonna give to the pilots?
Okay.
So you ready? All right, it's extra pressure.
Wait, I'm
Is
just gonna
it?
do the one from the movie, but it'll be fun.
If you can remember it, man, fucking do it. That'd be perfect. But if you got your own take, like, go ahead. None of that commie business that we were dealing with earlier.
Okay. I
All
just
right.
think everybody could share.
Well, all right. Let's just get back to the trivia. Is it my question?
Yeah.
What is the location of the nation's oldest 4th of July parade? Jesus. I'll give you a hint. It's Rhode Island. What's the city?
What is that city? Like Providence or something?
Providence, Rhode Island? That would have been a great guess, but it's Bristol.
That's in England. I'll drink.
It's an ingredient in my soap. Alrighty.
All right. Every 4th of July, how many hot dogs are consumed? How do you even know that? That's got to go up every year. What a weird question. Or trivia question. It's
Let's work
higher
this
than
out.
the
Work this
last
out.
million you guessed.
I for sure it is. So the current U.S. population, we're sitting at about like 375, 385 million, something like that.
Yeah. Now, half of them are vegans.
Not
Don't
half.
forget the
No
koshers.
fucking way. Half of America is vegan. That's got to be like 20, maybe 15%. I don't know. That's a great question. If you can find that, if I go get a drink, that would be amazing. But let's see here. Okay, it's about 50%. So that is, let's more or less 200 million. Most people eat at least 2 hot dogs because they ain't that filling. I'm gonna go with 500 million.
500. Wow. You're way over there, bud. 150.
Fucking A.
I actually think you're probably closer to right, but
Just it's not reported on.
this thing says 150 million. And like what? July 4th. Yeah.
150 million, huh?
That's what it says.
Well, maybe I'm overestimating the love of hot dogs. A lot of people got beef with them.
Oh.
Well,
Nice.
beef's not in there.
Yeah.
Pig assholes.
That's a lot of the extra parts are in there.
But you know what, man? A fucking hot dog at a baseball game or July 4th, some pig asshole with mustard on it, relish. Ugh, so good.
See, I thought the pig asshole was reserved for fake calamari, so I mean that's the good shit.
Well, yeah, pig's asshole's versatile.
It's
It can do a lot of things for you, if and so as you wants to.
We don't want to go get into Charlotte's Web.
Oh. Charlotte's Web is a name for like a tubby person's asshole. All right, let's continue.
All right, your turn.
Wasn't it Bristol?
Yeah, and then I did the hot
Oh, the
dogs.
hot dogs. Right. What was the total number of people who signed the Declaration of Independence?
Oh shit, interesting. I hope this isn't supposed to be some easy thing I'm supposed to figure out. 26.
No, it's 56.
Hey, I got the second number right. I'm gonna drink the same amount.
All right. It looks like we've ran out of questions, so I'm going to give you one more question.
Hey, I still got one for you.
Oh, you do? Wait. I'm going to go get a drink. Why don't you start your speech? I'll be right back.
Wait, you want to do the vegan thing now? I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay. Well, if you were the vegan president during Independence Day, what would your speech be? I'll be right back.
All right. Based on a sampling of 11,000 adults aged 17 and over, 2% of Americans are vegetarian, and only 1 in 4 vegetarians are vegan. So that's a pretty small percentage. to be delivering a speech directly to. Anyways, I hope they'll start eating aliens because they're going to come get us. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
I'm back.
Yay. So I did the good part of the speech, and yeah, just so you know, the vegan percentage, vegetarian percentage is 2% of Americans are vegetarian, and 1 in 4 vegetarians are vegan.
Shit, that's even lower than I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, shout out to our vegan friends then.
Indeed.
And I think that does show how much conservative America, and I don't mean politically as much, so much as people that are nervous about change, when they actually look at the percentages of people that are trying this new wacky thing, it's not a
much.
lot. It's
Yep.
like, calm down, just let them be themselves.
For real. So
And obviously, if over 50% wanted to be vegan, then obviously it's probably a great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So get on board, motherfucker.
All right, so I still got a few questions left. Are you? Did you find some?
Oh, I thought I got into the hot dog question, and then
No, that was a different hot dog question.
oh my god, what's more American than that? There's 2 hot dog questions.
Exactly.
Well, shit. Well, all right then.
So here's yours. Where
Okay.
is the Liberty Bell currently located?
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
All right.
Philadelphia has been the answer to so many of these.
Yeah.
I know a man who would be very happy about that.
Yes, we do. Oh my god. Did that guy like Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I don't know.
I wish I'd asked him that. I could see him being like, I love it. Or he's like, fucking bullshit. It's not what it's really like. And then he'd be like, well, it's a comedy.
Dude, actually, if I had to guess, that's probably the guy that texted me, so I don't even know.
That'd be hilarious. You haven't checked in. Anyway. Every July 4th, what food is most commonly consumed? I need a drink.
Is it what I think it is? Is it America's food?
Yeah, I gave it away because I was like, 2 hot dog questions.
It's head eggs. Nice.
I was talking with the... Well, they tricked me. One hot dogs was in the question. This one, hot dogs was the answer.
Yeah, they got you. All right,
I'll give you some obscure trivia real quick.
Okay.
You remember the Limp Bizkit album Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water?
I have heard of this album. Just only the name, though.
The Chocolate Starfish was supposed to be Fred Durst, so he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And the hot dog flavored water is like the band. So it's kind of like Jimmy Smits and the Whack-A-Madoos or whatever is Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Nice.
And what they were going to actually call the album before that was LIMPdependence Day.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's a part of me that is like, God, I love the hot dog title, but
that is better.
LIMPdependence Day is so stupid. But that's the thing people need to remember. Fred Durst kind of let becoming famous and getting laid take over his personality for a while. I think he's actually not a smart guy, but a chill, nice guy these days. And that band was nothing but silly stupidness. And so,
Yeah.
one thing I wouldn't change about America is Limp Bizkit.
Word
Limp
up.
Bizkit is such a fucking American band, and they're so popular over in Europe and Germany, Europe and Germany, Europe and Russia. They tour there a lot, and they put on great shows, and people are like, "Fuck yeah, I love this music." I think America got a little too nervous about certain things after 9/11. They're like, I don't know if we're limping with the biscuit anymore. Now we got to fight terrorism. And you're like, no, 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 no. Don't start ripping off the UK with the bands. Be fucking American. We can be open and free and still be the land of Motley Crue and Limp Bizkit and Guns N' Roses. And,
let's not give that
do
up.
the artful stuff too.
We should not give that up for any amount of nookie.
No. The what?
The nookie.
The what?
The nookie.
Whoa, what are you going to do with that cookie?
Yeah.
Stick it up your... Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't like this band anymore.
Stick it up your... Yeah. All right. So, I think we should call this episode LIMPdependence Day.
I'm in.
Fucks yeah. All right. Your question, sir.
What was the Statue of Liberty's official name? I've never heard this one, just to be clear.
Boo Boo Kitty Fuck?
Close. Liberty Enlightening the World, which I think that was just the short form of that.
It's the proper French way of saying the same name.
The next question makes me laugh, but you go.
This is fucking bullshit. What is the name of the national anthem of the United States of America?
Freebird? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
It's the Star Spazzled Spanner. The Bang Bangled Banger. The Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm. We all know that it's Toxic by Britney Spears.
Yeah, who are we kidding? Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, another fun story. Wait. Fun story.
Okay.
My buddy, I'll leave him nameless. I don't know if they want their names out there. One of my buddies that I hung out with a lot back in the day would play like video games, drink a shit ton of Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah.
We were just hanging out, playing Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
And then his sister came into the room and she's like, I'm a snake for you. And she thought that I'm a slave for you song was I'm a snake.
I'm a snake.
Huh. That's such a better song.
It's true.
All right.
Final question.
Okay.
Who gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
Who gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
Yeah, who gave it to us?
That's funny if you take that out real quick. Who gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States? Like, my God, who? What?
Like, wait, we own it?
I am emperor now. Empress.
I own you.
Good.
Fear my torch.
You want this, don't you? Slowly caressing the torch. Made of rusty copper. Yeah. France.
Yeah, it says French people, but I'll give it to you.
The French people. Hey, you know.
I don't know why that cracks me up so good. Just French people.
French people gave it.
Oh,
not France.
You do not have big statue in your harbor.
I was gonna point out what kinds of people that sounded like to me, but then I'd get canceled.
Yeah. I was doing an impression of my friend's dad.
It's like, that's a French guy.
That's what my friend's dad sounds like,
really?
according to her impression of him. So that's what I was doing.
To sign off for the episode, what would that guy sound like if he was the president during Independence Day?
Oh, boy. Let's see. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We are going to live on. We are going to survive.
Today,
we celebrate our Independence Day. Eh? That's pretty terrible, I think. Yeah, we're getting canceled for sure. Cancel us by writing the Koshka at gmail.com.
Woo! Happy Independence Day, brother.
Same to you, sir. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to The Jacob Wayne Show. If you would like to contact us, please write us at fogkoshka@gmail.com. That is FAKOSHKA@gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Simply search The Jacob Wayne Show and it should pop right up. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a review and share this podcast with your friends. Please write us. It helps add content to the show and makes the show even better for you, the listener. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Jacob Wayne Show.